It's been a while since I fired up any of these tractors. This one's been sitting so long, the tire's actually gone flat. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm not going to worry about putting air in it right now. But I figured now's a good time since some of these have been sitting over 2 months untouched. Let's exercise them. I do not need to worry about exercising the propane though. That's one of the nice things about propane fuels. It doesn't really stagnate. So let me get a hop on this and I'll turn you guys on when I'm ready to start cranking it. Well, the needle's moving, so it's got some gas in it. It's got oil in it. Gonna probably need to be changed soon. So pull the choke out, give her a little throttle. Yep, we're gonna need some jumper cables on that one, so to be continued on this one. Let's go fire up the Simplicity. This one I had just changed oil on it, so I know it's good, but you can pop the fill cap out and make sure it's filled all the way up. Kind of hard to show, but there's a fuel shutoff underneath the tank in this little hole. Gonna open that one up. It's got gas in it. We're not on E. Don't need much throttle on this one. Choke is on, key's on. Out. When this thing runs out, it just poof, runs right out. So let's fire up the Alice Chalmers. Pop the oil cap out. Oil's good. Real choke, little throttle. Make sure it's in neutral. So that should be good. This was running for probably 8 minutes or so. I got a battery in this other one. This is out of the Honda Accord, I think a 2004. The battery, when the weather would get really cold, was lacking some amps and the lights would flicker while I was cranking it, so I just replaced it. Not that the battery was going dead when it was sitting. This battery's been sitting in this shed for a couple months. So if it works now, then it should be good for a good long while on this thing. So let me get on there and we'll see if it cranks up. Choke is already on. There we go. And we're charging. So let this do its thing and this one smokes a little bit too. It needs a piston realistically, but it'll run. It's not going to bust a rod or anything like that. The bottom end is fine. So while this is going, let's go finish up the other one. 64 is back here. And it needs a bath really, really bad. It's just, the mice have been running all over it. Made a mess out of it. But we need to get this exercising as well. Gotta turn the fuel on and turn a choke on and give it a little throttle, and it should fire right up. Why that one smokes. I mean, the cylinder sealing is really good on it, but I tried checking the crankcase vent. The crankcase vent is working properly. I can hear the check valve working on it. So my only guess is either an oil control ring or valve guides are a little wobbly in it, but it works. Now, right now I want to make sure none of the tires are flat. These are the originals yet. Tires go flat sitting on that, it can cause them to crack really bad since they're what, 50 years old? No, 60 years old, I'm sorry. So that would be 64, we're 24, so yeah, it's 60 years old. Not doing half bad. Gonna let that one go, let's go finish the other one up. Sounds like it's running a little bit lean. That's it. So that's it for that one. Doesn't sound as tight as it should. It's got something sounds a little bit like it might have some piston slap, or valve is a little bit tight. Not sure, but I know it smokes more than it should, and it's got 1040 in it. Synthetic and still smoking, but I don't have time to rebuild this one right now. I'm still in the middle of rebuilding a 16 horse for the 2012. That's on the workbench right now with an engine I found that had a propane mixer on it. Insides are really clean, and all I do is put a piston in it. I just gotta clean it up, put it together and clean it up and paint it. But let's get back to the Simplicity. This one's not as easy to check the oil. I gotta take the muffler off, open the hood, and then I can get at it down here. So I'll get that out here and see what it looks like. And we've got oil. Holds like 3.5 quarts, so yeah, it's not burning oil. And it's got plenty of oil in there to keep her filled up. So, this thing usually fires up pretty quick. So I gotta make sure, I gotta sit in the seat in this, I'm pretty sure, but it might fire up with just a park brake. Give her a little choke, a little throttle. Let that run for a little while. This one I like to leave the throttle up in case it ever gets any kind of ice on the throttle cable. So I always leave that one there. I don't worry too much about the choke because I can always hit it with some carb cleaner to start it up. Because this one does sit outside. That's a beater. So. Not sure how well you're going to hear it, but it's running a little bit rich. yeah, there you have it. All the tractors have been exercised. Snow blowers, they don't have any batteries. I'm not worried about that. I'll get that at the end of the year. And this engine I'm not going to rebuild until it completely craps out. I went over the bottom end, and so the rod and the gears and everything are all fine. I took the balance gears out of it. I just didn't see the need to invest money into a piston because it doesn't burn enough oil to worry about that as of yet, but that'll be something for the future. Don't know. So hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, make sure you give me a thumbs up. As always, thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye. Here's that 16 horse. You notice it's got a taper on this side of the camshaft and this side of the camshaft. So this has the dual balance gears on it. This is going to be a really nice engine when it's all done. New piston, new cylinder. Valves are redone. We had to get a big pipe tap, and clean the threads out, and we're going to leave this fitting here, and we're going to put a different style exhaust on here than factory. I'm not sure I'm going to adapt that to the factory muffler for the simplicity, but we'll see. And the block isn't too rusty, mainly just around the cylinder, so we'll use some paint stripper on that and clean it off with a pressure washer, and then we'll be able to paint this black and make it look good on the simplicity. I'll have to see if I can get a decal for the oil reminder here for it. And this is just an extra fill point. I want to check it here, I could. And it also came with a tube, oil fill tube, I believe it had on it too, but I'm not worried about that. But yeah, that's going on the 2012 one of these days. There's some bonus footage for you.